Hi, friends. Hope you all are doing fine. And today, in our video, we are not going to talk about uh, technical stuff. Rather, today you have in front of you the uh, defense enthusiast Sandeepan, right? So, we are not going to do any kind of unboxing video today, but we are rather going to just chat about a particular defense topic, right? So a lot of us are not updated on the position and the strategic developments that have happened in a few years down the line in our defense department. So I thought it would be worth sharing, whatever I know about this particular situation currently. So, guys, we all know last year, out of nowhere, suddenly uh, China decided to show us aggression, right, in the Ladakh border. And although we had certain tidbits of aggression shown by them in the Doklam border in 2019, I suppose. But yes, that was of a minuscule scale, and but in the year 2020, what we saw, we ended up losing the lives of our 20 brave soldiers, right? And we don't even know how many soldiers did China, lost because they never announced their casualties. So that is an incident which exposed uh, the kind of situation we are if we come to a situation where we are forced to go on a war with our neighboring countries like China and Pakistan. And to mind you guys, India, whenever has to go on a war, it has to develop and strategize to face a two-front war. So what's a two-front war? A two-front war is wherein, looking at the strategic partnership between China and Pakistan, if India goes into war with either Pakistan or China, we always have to assume that the other country will come to help uh, its strategic ally. So if we go to war with Pakistan, China is going to come and attack us from their border, or if we go to war with China, then Pakistan can come and attack us from their borders. So India has to actually maintain capabilities to fight a two-front war all the time. So we know about our Indian armies. We have such respect for Indian army, the ground forces in particular. We have heard a lot of amazing victories that the ground forces have given us. Call it the Pakistan war twice, and call it the Kargil war, call it the war with Bangladesh. Which actually it was with Pakistan and East Pakistan, and ended up creating Bangladesh. So Indian Army ground forces are capable, and we are very much assured of that. But when we talk about our Air Force, it was this particular incident that happened last year in the Ladakh border, where we know China and India are facing, and we used to hear about fingers, five fingers, finger four, finger five, we are trying to cross it, and they are going to cross it, that particular lake, Panyong Lake. So that exposed the unpreparedness of Indian Air Force to face these two countries together. Although I'm sure, with the current squadrons that we have, I'm sure we have good capabilities, and I'm not doubting it. But for a two-front war with both these countries, India has a sanctioned uh, squadron strength of 42 squadrons, right? So we have to have 42 squadrons of Indian Air Force so that we can fight with these two countries together, right? And how many squadrons do we have currently? We only have 29, right? 29 or 28, and then there are aircrafts which, and at any point of time, if you have 100 aircrafts in your country, out of them, you will only have 60 to 75% of them available for, strategic operations, and the rest of the 20 to 25% will always be in the maintenance. So that brings us, to somewhere around a squadron strength of 22, 23. And out of these squadron strengths, so 22, 23 squadron strengths, whereas we should have 42 squadrons, right? So out of this 22, 23 squadron strengths, what are the let's count what are the fighter jets that we have. We have the MiGs, namely the MiG-21 Bison. We have the MiG-29s, right? So MiG-21 Bison, we saw the one that crashed while we were going to strike Pakistan. That was a MiG-21. It's a very old generation aircraft, and it keeps on crashing all the time, and it's notorious for that. And we have all heard about these MiGs crashing. These are these MiG-21s basically. So we have this MiG-21 Bison. Then we have the Jaguars. Jaguars are our frontline fighters for a small operation. Then we have the Mirages, the French Mirages, right? And then we have the MiG-29. Okay, MiG-29 is a heavier version, and we hardly ploy with MiG-29s and then apart from that, we have the Sukhois, the Sukhoi 30 MKI. So Sukhoi 30 MKI is the heavyweight fighter aircraft that we have, and the rest of these are small weight, lightweight, and middleweight fighter aircrafts that we have. And some of them are working along with Indian Navy as well. And so Indian Navy, our aircraft carriers have them, but they hardly come into operations. I've never heard them coming into operations. So if we talk about with this China issue, we actually realized our current position, and the unpreparedness of the Indian Air Force to tackle China. Imagine with all these squadron strengths in place. So one squadron has approximately let's say 20 aircrafts in it, right? 20 aircrafts. So 22 squadrons will be what, 400 to 440, 450 aircrafts. And at any point of time, so at any point of time, China has approximately, at the range of 2,500 to 3,000 aircrafts, fighter jets along with them. They have these JF-70s, they have the JF-22, they have this JF-20, and they also have these fifth generation stealthy aircrafts. None of our fighter jets that I just told you, MiG-21, 29, Jaguar, and Mirages and Sukhois, none of them are stealth aircraft. These are, they are of generation 4 to 4.5, as we would like to call them. But yes, I think they are somewhere around 3 to 4, fourth generation aircrafts. So we do not have stealth aircrafts till now, right? So we can actually, go to war with them. So what are stealth aircrafts? Actually, stealth aircrafts are the aircrafts or the fighter jets which cannot be detected by a radar at all. These stealthy aircrafts have a very low cross-section of their cross-sectional angle of their architecture, right? So the radar cross-section is so low that the radar cannot detect it, and they also have some kind of radar absorbing paint on top of them, because of which they can absorb the radar rays. And because of that, to make it simple, if China comes to us with their fighter jet, we will not be able to detect it because it is stealthy. It will come and bomb and go back. We will not be able to detect it, right? But if we go to them, their radars are going to detect us, and they have this surface to air missile, and they are called as air warning systems and all those, and they can attack us with that, right? So we are totally unprepared for it. But we know the present government that we have, it's pretty aggressive. If not anything, it's very aggressive. So, what are the latest developments that we have seen? Let's count. So, the MiG 29s that we have, we are purchasing approximately 50 to 100 new MiG 29s at very cost effective deals. Number one. Number two, the Sukhoi 30 MKIs that we have. So we have taken a package from Russia so that these Sukhoi 30 MKIs are now upgraded to a very advanced version, and they are being called as Super Sukhois, right? And mind it, all these advancements and all these upgradations are going to happen in India only under the Make in India project, right? So these were the developments that were going on, and then this China thing happened, and this gave an impetus to the government to actually release its funding to HAL. HAL stands for Hindustan Aeronautic Limited. And there are two more agencies. One is the DRDO, we all know about, right? Defense Research and Development Organization. And there is another agency called as, I'll tell you the name. It's, ADA, Aeronautical Development Agency. So DRDO and ADA, along with their partnership with HAL, these three agencies have come together, and the government has kind of released all their fundings for them. And as a result of that, because of some very good work done by our late defense minister Manohar Parrikar and the present defense minister Rajnath Singh and Nirmala Sitharaman. So we have seen our own indigenous aircraft for the first time. That is the Tejas, right? The Tejas, we have finally got 2 squadrons of Tejas now with us, right? So these Tejas 2 squadrons that we have, along with the 4 to 5 fighter jets that I just told you about, these Tejas are of the IOC and FOC category, which are of I would say they are not very advanced, but yes, these were the first batches rolling out of HAL. So they are just of the IOC and FOC category, and they have these small missiles fitted to them, and they are not very developed in terms of avionics, in terms of their radar system, and also they have certain limitations in terms of air to air refueling. So yeah, so these IOC and FOC categories cannot get air to air fueling done, and also their range is lesser. But yes, that was just the starting. After the Tejas first 2 squadrons that we got, now Indian government has also placed order of 83 Mark 1A category of Tejas aircrafts, right? So Mark 1A is actually an advancement of Tejas Mark 1, that one we have right now. So we'll have Tejas Mark 1. On top of that, we'll have 83 new Tejas Mark 1A, and then after these two, so mind you, these two are Tejas lightweight category aircrafts, right? So that is why they are called as Tejas LCA, right? Light category aircrafts, LCA, Tejas LCA. Now after Tejas LCA, we are coming up with a middleweight category fighter jet that is called as Tejas Mark II. So Tejas Mark II has shown tremendous improvement over Tejas Mark 1A, and also with the kind of government encouragement, HAL, which was actually thinking of testing the Tejas Mark II for the first time in the year 2027-28, is going to test Tejas Mark II, can you imagine, in the year 22 to 20, early 23? This is the kind of push the government is giving right now on these agencies. So HAL is going to come up with Tejas Mark II, 22, 23. In the early 23, we will have the first flight test, and then there will be other tests which will keep on going, and probably by the end of 25 they can be inducted into the Indian Air Force. Apart from Tejas Mark II, we have still two more categories of aircraft that are in the developmental stage. So after Tejas Mark II comes TED-BEF fighter jets. What are these? These are twin engine deck based fighter jets. So these are being developed specially for the Indian Navy, right? So Indian Navy, whenever there's a fighter aircraft that is that has to work with Indian Navy, it has to have special thrust capabilities and all. So because of that, they need twin engines, and then they also need some these aircraft should have a very long range, should have mid-air refueling capacity, and various other technicalities associated. And because of that, this TED-BEF aircraft is being developed. But on top of this, the icing on the cake is the best category aircraft that we are going to get is the AMCA, AMCA, right? So what's AMCA? Remember I just mentioned you about stealth aircraft? China has stealthy aircrafts. They can come, we won't be able to detect it. So in response to that, India is developing AMCA, AMCA aircrafts, right? So what is AMCA going to do? And we are making AMCA, which is a much better technology than Chinese stealthy aircrafts. Chinese, they keep on saying their aircrafts are stealthy, but we really do not believe that, because they keep crashing, and the radar cross-sectional border of F-22, the Chengdu ones that they say, the radar cross-section is not really good. So they can actually be detected with some good radar systems, although we do not have those good radars. So AMCA has better radar cross-sectional borders than the Chinese aircrafts, and the best part is we are going to make it in India, right? It is indigenous capabilities, although we are presently, yes, so presently the Tejas aircrafts, Mark 1, Mark 1A, and the Mark 2, these have engines from US. They are manufactured by GE, but yeah, we are also developing our own jet engines. You must have heard about the Kaveri jet engines. We have been developing this over last 20 to 30 years, but it was not getting up to the mark. But now India is actually collaborating with France to develop its own engine. We are also in collaboration with Rolls-Royce of UK, right? Rolls-Royce cars, yeah, they also make jet engines. Can you imagine? So we are in collaboration now, getting a partnership deal with Rolls-Royce, and we are also developing a fighter jet engine along with Rolls-Royce. So on one hand, we are developing a partnership with France, with to develop a indigenous fighter engine, and then we are developing with Rolls-Royce, and we might also be working along with GE in the future to develop our own jet engine. So the future is really bright. If we can make our own jet engines, then there's nothing that we cannot do, right? So these are the few developments, and along with that, the silver lining that we had last year was our Rafales, right? We all know about Rafales. So we got 36 Rafales from France. So we have already received somewhere around 13 to 14 of them, I suppose, and then we will keep on receiving. Then probably by the end of 2021 we will receive the last batch of Rafales as well. And apart from that, we are also planning to buy 36 more Rafales. So there are various news floating around. We are about earlier, if you remember, before Rafale, we had a mega buying tender that the Indian government had floated, that was called as the MMRCA deal, the deal of the century, the biggest possible deal in aviation history for fighter jets, buying fighter jets. But MMRCA 1 got scrapped, and we ended up buying 36 Rafales directly. And then now, although we are developing our own aircrafts, but we always need uh, aircrafts with better capabilities that are already present. So keeping that in mind, Indian government is again now preparing for a second MMRCA deal. So this deal will end up, I think we'll end up again buying 180 aircraft sites. I think they have not come up to the numbers yet, but yes, that is the number that is floating around, that probably will buy 180 more aircrafts. This is called as MMRCA 2.0. And there are various companies that are participating. So first of all, we have our Rafales again participating for MMRCA 2, and then our old strategic partners, Russia, they are also participating in it with their MiG 35 and their Sukhoi 35, right? And yes, these are the two, MiG and Sukhoi 35, right? And we have Gripen also participating in it. And the best two fighter aircrafts of my choice that are also coming to contend is the F-15EX and the F-35 from US. F-15EX is my favorite. That's an advanced version of aircraft with all kind of capabilities that one can think about. Not stealthy, but yes, that's the best what one can get in 4.5 generation aircraft. Mind you, the stealth aircraft that we were talking about, the AMCA that we are developing, is of the generation 5.5. Things are really bright. So guys, this is what the figure is around when we are talking about fighter jets, right? So after this fighter jets, I cannot forget to mention about this amazing new technology that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited HAL showcased in this Aero India show 2021. Right? I'm sure a lot of you might have seen it. It was there in Bangalore for 3 days. So I have made a separate video to tell you about this particular technology. That's very exciting. This is called as the CATS technology. CATS, yes. So what is this? This is, imagine you are going to hunt with one fighter airplane, right? Maybe a Tejas or a Jaguar or anything. So for a bigger operation, you would require at least 5 or 6. They have various formations. So 5 or 6 aircrafts going into the enemy territory, and then we are risking lives of our pilots. And each and every fighter aircraft is worth millions. 100 millions, 60 million, 100 millions. These are worth millions, very expensive. So this new strategy, this one fighter aircraft is going to fly along with a pack of 6 different drones. And these are very sophisticated drones. They are highly weaponized, and I'm very excited. They have the Astra Mk1 missile associated with them. So I'll start that video in a while, and then we can talk about it. And along with that, I also wanted to tell you that India has made amazing improvements in terms of missile technology, right? Earlier, I'm sure you all know, we had this Prithvi missile, with a range of 500 kilometers to 250 kilometers, something around this. These were all ballistic missiles. We had this Prithvi, and we still have them, and then we have the Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni 3, and then we used to hear about Surya, and then we never knew what happened to Agni 5. Anyways, but anyway, I'll keep this topic for some other time. The video length is going too big. It's already 25 minutes, and I'll also share 2 to 3 minutes of the this CATS project after the video ends. Right, so we'll keep that discussion for some other day, and so let's just hear this, see this video on the CATS project, which is very interesting. And yes, please do like the video and subscribe. So my last video got me 39 subscribers, and from 3 subscribers we have grown to 42 subscribers. And we will keep on posting these kind of videos where we'll talk, and or I'll share some songs that my son is going to play, and I can sing, and or we can talk about technology. It's vast. We can talk about anything and everything, and whatever. If you want me to talk about any particular aspect, or about life, about music, about Bollywood, about conspiracy theories, anything, you can write it down in the comments, and I can make a video and try to upload it. Hopefully you will find it interesting. And just a disclaimer, I'm not making any money out of it. And yeah, so enjoy this video of the CATS system, and see you in my next video. And please subscribe if you find this talk or this video enough, right? Thank you so much. See you. So friends, this is the Hindustan Aeronautical Limited Agency's CATS system. CATS stands for Combat Air Teaming System. Also, this is called as the Unmanned Wingmans. So basically, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited is the second company which is actually developing this technology. The first being Boeing. Boeing is calling it as the aerial wingman, whereas we are calling it the CATS system. So what is this CATS system exactly? So what you are seeing is actually a fleet of highly sophisticated and highly weaponized drones in front of you. So you must have seen those drones in front of you, doing various activities. So these drones are actually highly weaponized. So they have various category of weapons which are loaded in them. So to count, they can be air-to-air missiles, they can be air-to-surface missiles, and they can also be laser-guided bombs and various different other bombs that DRDO is actually developing in association with HAL. So these drones, what are they going to do is you will see in a quantity of 4 to 6 drones that will get associated with a flying jet. So this flying jet has to be a twin-seater jet. So currently we are developing Tejas Mark II, Tejas Mark 1A, which has both these categories of single-seater as well as twin-seater variants. So the second pilot sitting at the back is going to control these 4 to 6 cats or wingmen that will be flying along with the Tejas. So imagine you are going to hunt in the Tejas, and along with you, you're carrying a pack of 6 wolves, which will be highly weaponized. So together, we are actually going to end up saving the lives of pilot, because now one Tejas will be flying along with 4 to 6 wingmen, right? So one single pilot can act, or one single fighter plane can do or perform operations which were earlier worth at least 5 to 6 fighter planes, right? And this CAT system is going to cost around somewhere around $5 million for one single system, whereas one single fighter jet, with its weaponry costs, costs somewhere around 100 and $120 million.